most Jennifer, as always. Welcome back. So, we are doing a non-horror movie review today, and that movie we are talking about is Stand and Deliver. I will eventually talk about Lean On Me. I think I have talked about it before, but I'll revisit this one eventually. But till then, before that, we're going to talk about Stand and Deliver, which came out in 1988, starring Edward James almost, Rosanna D. Soto, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Andy Garcia, along with a whole wonderful cast. Like, everyone in this movie, terrific, including Edward James Olmos' actual son was in this movie playing one of Jaime Escalante's children. So he basically was playing his own son. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm just saying, a little fun fact for you guys. And another little fun fact for you guys. So Rosanna D. Soto and Lou Diamond Phillips actually starred in another movie the year prior to this movie in 1987 in La Bamba. Rosanna actually played Richie Valence's mother, who was played by Lou Diamond Phillips. If you have not seen La Bamba, go check it out right now. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, back on track. We gotta stay focused for this video. So, this movie is actually based on true story there was an actual Jaime Escalante who, back in the early 80s, left his job, very prominent job, well-paying job. He leaves it so he can go and teach high school and everything. And even it's sort of like towards the beginning of the movie, his neighbor is like, oh, Jaime, why didn't you tell me? Like, oh, I could have gotten your job and, like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I want to teach. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to teach, like, I know I'm taking a pay cut, but I want to do this. And here's the thing. He was actually supposed to teach, like, computer or, something to do with computers in high school. He shows up and he finds out he can't teach anything that he has knowledge in because the school doesn't have enough funding that they couldn't get computers once again for the school year. So instead, he's going to be teaching math. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. He actually had a lot of faith in the students and everything. Like, he could tell, like, his first day of school and everything, rough group of kids that he has and everything, but that doesn't let it discourage him in, really trying to push these kids, really kind of giving them the boost of confidence of like, hey, you're smarter than what the rest of the world tells you or even this school tells you. So he, after a few months of teaching and everything, there's a little school meeting or whatever with like the principal, vice principal, and all the other teachers and everything. And, here's the thing, like, the secretary or whatever, to the principal, very kind of snobbish in this. Just, like, you just kind of want to, like, slap her sometimes, because she's a little bonta. I'm just saying, where, like, the principal, or she herself, kind of say something like, oh, there's not a teacher in this room that isn't, trying their all, who isn't doing more for these students. And Jaime's like, I could be doing more. I want to teach these kids calculus. Oh my God, God forbid, that you try and teach AP calculus to a bunch of Hispanics who aren't going anywhere, and most of them aren't even gonna, like, graduate high school, but he definitely saw potential in these kids and everything, like I said, and just wanted to, give these kids hopes and everything, and, like, hopes for their future and everything, and, oh my gosh. So, and also, too, excuse me, okay, like as I said, this is based on a true story, and, there was an actual Jaime Escalante and everything. Yes, it's pronounced Jaime, okay, not Jamie. Jaime Escalante, just saying. And he actually, when he was still alive, when the movie came out and everything, Mr. Escalante, the real Escalante, actually, kind of praised the movie and everything, and even stated something along the lines of like the movie was 90% truth, 10% drama. Which I mean, obviously, a lot of these sort of like biopics and everything, it usually has some little extra stuff added for dramatization and everything. But it's kind of nice to know coming from the man that this movie is actually based on actually was like, yeah, no, that it's pretty like accurate. It's pretty legitly accurate and everything. And I know even almost actually while filming this really kind of stayed very close with Jaime Escalante and asking him like, hey, okay, so like what kind of stuff happened? Was some of this, do you remember some of the stuff that you said in certain like aspects and stuff, or certain moments of all this stuff going on? And like he was like, oh yeah, this is something that I said when I went in to go talk to like the school board about the test scores and everything. So like the scene where Edward James almost is in the school board or whatever talking to Andy Garcia and the other gentleman. I guess that's like stuff that he actually said of like the whole, oh, if my students can come from uh like this type of background with Spanish surnames and everything, like it wouldn't be questioned, and I think that's so true. I mean, I haven't seen, or I shouldn't say I haven't experienced it this as much as like my older siblings and stuff. But I mean, there are certain things as being an Hispanic that you do kind of see in like different like sort of like prejudices and everything. So it's kind of like, oh my god, to see a teacher like stand up for these kids and be like, hey, who cares what kind of background these kids come from? Like, yeah, they put the work in, but no, you think that they had to have cheated and and stuff and all this. So, but no, it's just to see this like teacher who did all of this and everything, and even like some of the students and stuff for various reasons, some who are kind of questioning maybe dropping out of school. I know one kid was like, oh, I'm gonna go work at my uncle's garage, I could be making like $30 an hour. And almost, or I should say, Jaime Escalante takes him out. He's driving his car and everything. He's like, oh yeah, well, like, what if, this happens, or, a lot of things are changing in the industry, with like this and this and this and stuff. Where it might not be totally a dependable job. What are you gonna like then fall back on and everything if this job doesn't work out and stuff? And then another young lady who her parents who own a restaurant, family business and everything, pretty much yank her out of high school. Like, okay, you know what? You've had enough school. You got to come and work for the restaurant and everything. Goes to the restaurant and is like, hey, come on. Like this, she could be the first one of your kids or first one in your family to graduate high school and go on to college and everything. Like, yeah, the family business will always be here for her, but let her kind of grow and expand and everything. I mean, hell, this might even like help the family business in the long run, because you never know, she can go into like business or something and she can really make your restaurant even more booming than it is and all this and stuff. So just really looking out for these kids, wanting these kids to succeed in everything is pretty amazing. And especially too because I know with my dad's family, I know like a lot of his siblings and stuff dropped out of school and everything to then kind of go and like help their parents and like just help put food on the table for their like 8 other siblings. Yeah, big family, stereotypical Hispanic family, big family. So so but it's things like that though that I'm not faulting like these kids wanting to drop out or anything, but it's just that sort of watch out for your family and stuff, always provide for your family type of thing and everything, which at the end of the day, it's it meant to be well and everything, but it's like, okay, what are you also sacrificing for your kids type of thing? So but I mean, us Hispanics are kind of hard-headed like that. I'm just saying, but this is definitely one to check out, you guys. It's a nice, good, feel good um movie about these kids who are going through, you see them struggle and everything, you see them kind of like get stressed out and everything, but you know what, at the end of the day they all kind of come back and they don't give up on themselves or each other, and just proving to everyone that, yeah, you know what, just because they're Hispanic and they come from a Hispanic background or poor Hispanic background or from gangs. No, they're actually intelligent. Like they just aren't given credit for it. No one believes in them, so why should they prove it? But in the end of the day, it took one teacher to really motivate them and prove, hey, you know what? You can do this. And you know what? How good does it feel to prove everyone wrong and being like, oh my god, they're actually intelligent. I'm just saying. Definitely check this one out, you guys. Stand and Deliver from 1988. Terrific, terrific movie. Uh, One for all ages and for everyone to check out. I'm just saying. Till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.